Welcome to another show, Broadcasting on the Beach with Halftime Howie, and I'm pleased to introduce my guest, Andy Malakoff, Executive Director and CEO of the North Shore Child and Family Guidance Center. Andy, welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, it's great. And last time we had Andy, we reached over 18,000 people, and Andy, just a little background. Why don't you tell the folks out there a little about yourself and your background and what you do at the North Shore Child and Family Guidance Center?
Okay, well, I am a licensed clinical social worker and also a credentialed alcoholism and substance abuse counselor. That's my academic and professional background. And I've been with North Shore Child and Family Guidance Center since 1977. So next year is going to mark my 40th year, and the organization is 63 years old this year. So I got my start in the field as a VISTA volunteer, which is Volunteers in Service to America. And I had graduated from Rutgers College, and with a degree in economics. I really didn't know where I was going, so I did a lot of different odd jobs. Actually was on a football scholarship at Rutgers and had a couple of tryouts with pro teams and played a little semi-pro ball, but I decided that I was going to move on from there. And so I put an application into VISTA, and I grew up in New Jersey. They sent me out to Grand Island, Nebraska, and I lived out there in a Mexican-American community. And as it turned out, after working with my fellow Vistas to renovate an old church into a community center, I was naturally drawn to working with kids, primarily teenagers, and formed a group there, tried to understand what was happening in the community. And actually, what I discovered was there was a significant problem with alcoholism and alcohol abuse and drug abuse in the community. And so there were, quite a few adults, parents of the kids that I worked with that had these issues, as well as some of the kids themselves. So that became an important focus of what we did. And at the time, I really had very little knowledge about drug and alcohol issues from a professional perspective. So I really had to learn on the job, and that was probably the best thing that ever happened, because what it meant was I learned an important lesson, which is that you don't have to be the central helping person. And if you're not, and you're willing to turn control over to the people that you work with and the groups that you're involved with, meaning, give them some authority, some autonomy to tell their stories and to tell their truths, then you can really learn a lot from that, and you can give them a sense of power. So I learned a lot by going to organizations that they had that treated people that had alcoholism and drug problems. I learned about recovery. I went to 12-step meetings to learn about what AA and Al-Anon and NA and all those kind of programs were about. So I really learned on the job together with these kids, and they formed a group which was a combination of a cultural awareness group. These were Mexican-American kids, and the older generation thought they were sort of losing their ethnic identity, and at the same time addressing this really serious scourge of drug and alcohol addiction and abuse in the community. So to kind of fast forward, I stayed on there after my year in VISTA, and I was hired as a drug counselor coordinator for a community mental health agency. So I got more formal training, and from that point discovered that in order for me to really take this on as a career move, that I needed to get further schooling. So I came back east, went to the Delphi University School of Social Work, and in my second year placement at North Shore Child and Family Guidance Center, I found a home, and so I've been there ever since. So North Shore Child and Family Guidance Center is a children's mental health agency. Our headquarters is in Roslyn Heights, and we have branch offices in Manhasset and in Westbury. In Manhasset, it's the Marks family right from the Start Center, 0 to 3 plus, where we work with younger kids. In Westbury, it's the Leeds place serving young people, and that's where we also have our chemical dependency program. So we're licensed by New York State Office of Mental Health and also by the New York State Office of Alcoholism and Substance Abuse Services. So we provide outpatient mental health and chemical dependency treatment. We also have prevention programs and a variety of outreach programs for different populations, bilingual, bicultural. We see quite a diverse group of people at the Guidance Center. So that's sort of a bit of an introduction.
Perfect, and we'll be knocking on your expertise during the show. Thank
Great.
you. Thank you, Andy.